Okay, so the two that we're comparing is this premium Kentucky 31 tall fescue. This is coated, and so this is the one in the blue container, I guess, or what's in the blue pot. So in the blue pot, we're growing Kentucky 31 tall fescue, and then the other one is this Scott's grass feed tall fescue mix, and I bought this one at Home Depot. And we weren't quite sure what the difference was. Now I did check on this one here, and this one does not. And if we can zoom in here, this one does not have any sort of Kentucky 31 in the mix. I wasn't sure what the mix was, but as you can see, it's made up of whatever this Duration tall fescue, Endeavor 2 tall fescue, Dynamic 2 tall fescue, Gazelle tall fescue, and Blacktail tall fescue. So kind of a different mix for this Scott's tall fescue versus just the Kentucky 31. But we'll see where we are in a week. Okay, so after 8 days, here we have the Kentucky 31 tall fescue. This is the coated, and you can start to see this is what the grass looks like after 8 days of germination. And if we go over here, we have the Scott's tall fescue mix. Now there's no Kentucky 31 in this mix, right? And I've shown you what's in that one. And there's the grass after 8 days of germination. I got to get rid of some of maybe these little weeds over here. But there's a lot more coming in from the Scott's tall fescue mix, and a little bit less from the Kentucky 31. I mean, we'll see what happens in the next few days. One of the things that I noticed that was a lot different though is while I set up the drip system equally, I started to notice that the Kentucky 31 was getting a lot more water. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I know you want to keep the seed moist, but I think it was almost getting too much water. And so I don't know if that has, damaged the growth of any of this. I didn't notice that until after about 3 or 4 days. I looked and one of the drip heads was actually busted, and so it was pouring a lot more water than there was going into the pot for the Scott's. So I have since changed that, and what I've done the last day or two is I've actually started to just water these myself. So I've gone out in the mornings with a cup of water, and I've just made sure that the soil stays damp while it continues to grow. I'm trying to grow these in the same conditions to see what the difference is between the two seeds. Does one germinate faster? Does it cover more area as it starts to grow? We try to plant the same amount of seed in each pot. Maybe some has taken here, maybe it hasn't. Maybe it's been the watering that I just mentioned that has caused this to be a little bit more sparse, versus this one. You can see there's a lot more of the seed that germinated there. But there it is. So this is after 1 week, Scott's grass seed tall fescue mix versus the Kentucky 31. This is the coated tall fescue. So we'll see where we are in about another week. All right, so we're here on week 2. So this is after 16 days, so 14 to 16 days of planting the Kentucky 31 tall fescue and this Scott's grass seed tall fescue mix. So I guess some of the main things, I'll put these together so you can see. So one of the main things that I noticed is I had more of the seed on the Scott's that germinated. I tried to plant the same amount of seed in each one, but assuming everything was the same, there is more of this Scott's seed that germinated, so you can see it's more spread than this one. This one is a little bit just more clumped towards the middle. It also could be because the walls on this pot are higher, so maybe there was less sun that was able to hit some of the surrounding seed, versus this one's a little bit more shallower. I don't know if, because the conditions aren't exact, that could have had to do with why the seeds germinated a little bit differently. But for those grass seeds that did germinate, this one looks like it's grown a little taller. So this one has grown taller as opposed to this one, but this one looks like there's more seed that germinated overall. Now, I'm not saying, you know, you should buy this one because it's going to germinate more than this one. I'm not 100% sure on that. If you want that as a takeaway, the Scots is a lot more expensive for a lot less product, but maybe it's because maybe it's some sort of premium product. Maybe it's Scots, maybe it's the brand. You know, if the conditions are the same, then maybe it does have better results. There's more seeds that germinate, but I can't say that for sure. I'm just showing you how it looks like with what I've planted. The reason I went with the 50-pound bag is because if you look at my lawn, let's try to focus here. I have a really big lawn, and in order for me to reseed, it's not really possible for me to reseed with the bag of Scots, right? I mean, this is about $30, and this only covers 750 square feet, whereas this was about $50, and this covers like 7,000 square feet. So I went with the bigger bag, a lot cheaper. This would have cost me, I mean, I don't know, to get the same amount of, about 10 times as much. So I would have spent about $300 to reseed my entire lawn versus $60 or $70 on the 50-pound bag, right? So that's why I went with the 50-pound bag. But I did want to show you the two, where both are after 2 weeks. Hey guys, so we're back. I actually waited about another 2 weeks. So this is the grass after essentially a full month. So this is the grass after 4 weeks. Here's the Kentucky 31, right? And here is the tall fescue mix from Scott's Turf Builder. And what I'm actually really surprised is, now that I've seen it grow a little bit more, is how much lighter this color is. This is more of a lime green looking color, and this fescue is more of a dark green. Also, this has grown a lot taller, a lot quicker. I for some reason thought this wasn't going to grow as tall. I was expecting this to be more like this grassy tall fescue mix. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why I expected that, but I'm really surprised at how much taller this has been in the same amount of time than the Scott's Turf Builder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to let this grow out. I'm just going to grow it out in these pots and plants in case any of you are interested in seeing what the grass looks like after a few months, or maybe even after a year. I'm not even sure if that's feasible. But hopefully this helps, just to let you see what the different fescue, right, the Kentucky 31 versus just the tall fescue mix from Scott's. If you're interested in really in any of these two, I mean, hopefully this video helps you out. This is really if you're interested in any sort of fescue mix. So if you're not interested in fescue, right, if you're looking into more of like a bluegrass or a warm season grass, maybe like a Bermuda or ryegrass, then I wouldn't suggest mixing it with these grasses, and because these are cool season grasses, and also these grasses clump, and I was hoping that we'd see some of the clumping, and maybe we'll see it in the coming weeks, because right now as you look at this doesn't really look like clumped grass. To be honest, I'm really happy with the Kentucky 31. I'm happy with both, but I'm actually really happy with how tall, and I like the lime green color. If you're looking for more of a dark color, I would say maybe the Scott's, but I like the lime green color, so I'm really happy with the way that one worked out. I'll wrap this video up right now, but if any of you are interested, let me know, and I'll post videos of where these two are maybe in the spring, so maybe we'll see how the clumping starts to come out. But hopefully this helped you. If you have any questions, let me know. Write them in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Thank you.